Hi, I'm Alec Erickson, spokesperson of BLT, or Better League Today. Don't you hate it when this happens?
Give me your land!
Oh,
Give me your land!
League of Nations, help me!
You move! Give me your land!
See, the problem with the League of Nations was they lacked military authority. Here at BLT, all we require is that 3% of your military be put into our reserves, and if a conflict were to arrive, we would up that to 10%. This is how BLT would have solved the Manchurian crisis.
Give me your land! Give me your land!
BLT, help me!
Give me your land! Okay.
Nice.
Goodbye.
In the BLT, it is needed that for all members that they act appropriate and civilized. If they violate this, they shall be reprimanded by trade sanctions, which will forbid the imports and exports out of that country.
If a conflict were to arise, we, unlike the League of Nations, would imply economic sanctions that would hurt the country at fault. But if those don't work, we will not be afraid to use our muscle and apply military force.
The League of Nations wasn't a complete failure. They had some minor successes in the 1920s with Upper Silesia, Bulgaria, and the Åland Islands. BLT has seen these successes and is now going to incorporate how they resolve those problems and use that to resolve future problems that may arise.
The League of Nations was able to handle the smaller crises. However, they were unable to handle the major crises like the Manchuria crisis and the Abyssinia crisis. These two inevitably led to the failure of collective security. Better League Today will be able to handle these conflicts with no issues at all.
Collective security was the backbone of the League of Nations. So that meant if collective security fails, the League fails. And the reason that there was a failure of collective security was self-interest. So at BLT, we're eliminating self-interest through peaceful negotiations.
If an international conflict arises, we ask that 3 representatives from your country meet at the League's International Assembly, where they'll agree on a solution with a 7% majority.
Here we have a usual BLT meeting with representatives from different nations trying to solve an issue. While at times it may get ugly, they always find a middle ground they can all agree on.
Interesting, isn't it? In BLT, we allow all cultures, no matter how different or obscure they are from our own.
At BLT, we will make sure that all countries are treated fairly, no matter how much power they possess or what government they have. Unlike what the League of Nations did after World War I to Germany and Russia because of their government or how much power they did have.
Here we have a prime example of equality at BLT. Here we have 3 very different countries, the USSR, Egypt, and the US. They may be different from each other, but each of them respect each other's opinion and are willing to work together in order to solve an issue that concerns each of them.
America makes nukes.
No, Russia makes nukes.
Russia buy nukes.
BLT is a world-renowned organization. Just listen to the satisfaction of our members.
Soviet Union is very satisfied with what BLT has done for us. It settled border disputes with me and Poland, so Mother Russia does not crush them like fly in summertime.
We are very pleased with the work BLT has done for us, especially with the Suez Canal. It has been a much better experience than the one we had with the League of Nations. We have talked to many unfamiliar countries like Russia, a country we weren't too familiar with. Since joining BLT, we've been thrilled with the results we've gotten. They have been much better than the ones we had at League of Nations. We plan on staying in BLT for a long time.
So remember, next time your country is involved in a conflict, do you really want to go with the League of Nations? Choose BLT, Better League Today, for a better future tomorrow.